All right, what's going on, y'all? It's the Everyday Take, episode 2. Thank y'all for joining us. What do you think we ought to talk about this week?
Man, I think we have to talk about this series coming up Sunday, Rangers and Astros for sure. Definitely get in a little more baseball, but what do you think about on the basketball side, maybe?
Dude, that Wemby and Chet.
That was a good little duel.
I mean, that's exactly what us NBA fans wanted. I'm sure there's some salty people out there still.
It was a good little back and forth.
But
nice little showing.
It was good to see them both scoring. That's what we're wanting to see this year.
Good to see Chet back from injury too.
Yeah, dude. Man, and I'm not really looking forward to covering the NFL this week after that beatdown we took on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I did pick the Niners, but man, it sucked to do it, and I mean, it sucks being right too on that one because
we
were not competitive in that game. Well, ever.
I don't know how you recover from that, but all that and more coming up on episode 2 of the Everyday Take. Stick with us.
Let's do it.
All right, there's no question about it. There's no avoiding it, like you said. We got to start off with this Texas showdown.
Yeah, it's massive. Big for both fan bases, obviously. It's who both teams probably wanted to see in the postseason. A lot of people, including myself, were kind of counting the Rangers out, not expecting them to really even get past Tampa, let alone sweep them and the Orioles. But you got to like what you're seeing out of the Rangers. Their bats are swinging and their pitchers are pitching, and they've answered just about every question that they had so far this postseason. And, I mean, the Astros have been the Astros. I mean, they're in their 7th straight ALCS.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
This is kind of, at this point, it's kind of, just a regular thing for them. I think they're more focused on beating the Rangers and getting the World Series and winning that. But I wouldn't sleep on the Rangers for sure because you catch them on a bad day when their bats are swinging, they can get going quick.
Yep. Yeah, the Rangers are heading down to Houston Sunday. First pitch is at 7:15. Justin Verlander will be throwing
Sunday Night Football. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really give a damn about it that night.
It's game one.
And honestly, I don't know. Right now, I'm just still kind of sour.
100%. Yeah, you don't like Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football when us aren't friends right now.
Yeah. I don't want to hear either one of them. I don't want to hear Chris Collinsworth. I don't want to hear it.
You got to hear Joe Buck probably. Now they'll probably save him for the World Series.
I don't know. What is it? Yeah, it's on Fox. That's Joe Buck.
You're gonna get some Joe Buck,
cool.
100%. Unless he's calling football, you're gonna get some Joe Buck.
It's massive, dude. I mean, the Rangers still have not named who their starter is gonna be. I mean, I think at this point, I want to say, you might have enough time to just throw Evaldi back out there.
I mean, it's possible too. How's Scherzer looking?
He's we've heard that he might be back. There's nothing that I've seen that's concrete yet, but. I would say Evaldi
is probably the guy.
Evaldi, or I'm fine throwing Jordan Montgomery out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe the Rangers just were getting bored during the season because
they were just
their bats came alive as soon as the playoffs hit. I mean,
that's when you need them to start. Yeah. And speaking of bats getting fly, I mean, you got the Diamondbacks over there too doing their thing.
That was nuts, dude. I mean, what they came in with 84 wins.
They're in the same park as the Rangers. Haven't lost a game this postseason.
It's awesome to see that too. I love it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be if Philly upsets Atlanta, because we're talking about this while Philly and Atlanta are playing game 3 or game 4. I mean,
Philly's up 2-1.
If Philly upsets Atlanta, I could see whoever comes out of this ALCS winning the World Series. I know Philly has been really good lately.
They don't match up well. But Atlanta's on its last leg, and I mean, I don't understand how Philly is its kryptonite.
Bryce Harper, man. That's probably Bryce Harper.
I just can't stand
something about dude, but man, it seems like every year, man, whenever the lights are the brightest, that man swings that bat and he just does whatever he needs to do to make his team win. That's what I was asking.
I'd probably love him if he was a Ranger.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I was.
I know it would.
And that's what I asked Josh today. I was like, he's like, you think Bryce Harper is a Hall of Famer? And he was like, absolutely. And I was like, I feel like that too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question.
He's phenomenal. I mean, the dude is insane. I mean, he just came back from UCL surgery, obviously, which is Tommy John. Like it's more for pitchers. You can still hit, but I mean to come back that quick is still insane and play at that level. And he can't be outfield, so he switched to first base. Never played first base in his life. The turnaround from Trey Schwarby, I mean, getting him out of left field, his defensive liability. They're really good, but I could still see Texas or Houston beating them.
I do have a question. I don't know. So did you see after the Rangers swept the Orioles, they were in the clubhouse getting ready to celebrate, and Bochy asked Austin Hedges what number you got on your ass. You didn't see that? They were saying that Austin Hedges in the background, they heard him saying, "We got 8 more." So, I mean, obviously, I'm guessing there's some inside joke there.
8 more. I mean, maybe they got 8 more games left till they win it all.
Yeah, the World Series. I mean, that's because.
That should be the goal, right? I mean,
I just don't know why he's writing it on his ass.
Yeah, but, I mean, obviously, you're gonna be happy with the ALCS berth, but you want to get to that World Series. You want to finish the job. You're not gonna be fully happy until you're holding that trophy and you're the last team standing.
Yeah, we as Rangers fans, we've been tortured. We did it 2 years in a row, and
you really have. Yeah,
I mean,
to be a strike away, like not even
2 innings in a row
strike,
and then Nelson Cruz to botch it. I mean, the game was in his hands, and he dropped the ball. So it's just we were tortured. I sat there and cried Game 6 as a 17-year-old kid, and I know. It's just I don't want to go through it again. This team feels a little different.
This is a great team, but man, they're going up against a pretty good team in the Astros. Yeah. I'm pretty excited. I think this is going to come down to a couple swings.
Yeah, without a doubt. With a couple swings, I mean, either way, or a couple pitches.
Couple good swings, a couple bad swings. Like it's all you could really take.
One bad pitch could turn the whole series around. With
100%.
I mean,
for either side, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously it seemed to me that the Orioles just lost all hope when Mitch Garver hit that grand slam. In game
when you
2.
get it that quick early.
They did. I say that, but they did kind of come back in game 2.
They made a good effort.
I think it was 9-1 or 9. I don't.
But I feel like at that point, I mean, you just you gotta let the bats fly, right? You just swinging freely. You're probably you're probably less stressed out. You kind of feel like the game's over, anyways.
Yeah. Game 3 did not go as well for the Orioles. Adolis Garcia pretty much capped that game off in the 3rd or 4th inning with a 3-run shot that went upper deck.
Quick.
It just that was the sellout crowd. I love to see it, but I expected nothing less in the Rangers' first home game in that stadium, in that ballpark, and I expect nothing less from Minute Maid on Sunday.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy on both sides. It's gonna be we might see one of the few close to 500.
Yep.
From both sides. I mean, it's gonna be super easy for both sides of fans to be either in that area or travel. Yeah,
it'll be freaking insane, especially with the fact that the away fans can get to the it's a daily drive. For those of you that don't know, that are not from Texas. Well, actually, for those of you in the Northeast, that you're going 4 or 5 states by making that drive, but that is
going cross country. But we're going a few hours down the road.
Yeah, no, 5-hour drive is pretty much nothing in Texas. But
that's gonna be
over that. I ain't doing it.
A lot of people making that trip, and it's gonna be exciting. I'm interested to see the ratio for each home team whenever they.
That's a good point. I think whatever the hell we're doing with this whole Creed thing, I don't know if you seen anything about that.
No.
Well, there's a joke. I'll pull it up. Josh Smith, he's kind of a reserve utility type of player. He filled in when Corey Seager was hurt, stuff like that. He kind of looks like the lead singer of Creed.
Really?
Yeah. We'll put a side by side on the screen. He kind of looks like the lead singer of Creed. And I guess they started playing Creed and stuff in the clubhouse, and I don't know I haven't done enough research to know the full backstory, but that is pumping them up, and their bats are. I do whatever y'all need to do.
Yeah, hey, it doesn't matter. Whatever song gets you going.
Yeah, for sure.
Get going.
That I can't name the songs that we used to listen to in our basketball locker room, but they got us going.
Yeah, whatever gets you fired up as a team.
Yeah,
there's certain things that get you as a team that you only kind of understand because you experience stuff together as a team. You go through things as a team.
Yeah, there's some stories we got for y'all 100%. That involve a zebra cake. But 100%. We can't go there.
100%. We won't go there.
I think we honestly could, but we'll just save that.
We'll save that for a special occasion.
Yeah, because guess what? I want to talk about this Wemby.
Q&A. Oh, we got to talk about Wemby. Love me some Wemby,
bro. Did you see that kind of response that Chet had to Wemby headbutting him?
No, what did he do?
Well, I mean,
was it during the game or after?
It was during the game.
During the game?
Well, I mean, the response was via social media. I think.
No,
it was on
I
Twitter.
didn't see the response after. No.
Yeah, but during the game, Wemby was driving, got an and one, but you could see he kind of headbutted him in the chin.
Hey, putting your head down, getting physical.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? It's
you know what?
Sport.
It's basketball. That's
basketball.
I can't tell you. I got my nose broke in basketball. So
hey, you going to the hoop? You want to get in the way, then you're gonna find out how it feels to get in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and he finished, and he flexed, which kind of
get the N1. You get a little.
Yeah, the two skinniest guys on the courts did get a flex on that in that game, but Wemby finished with 20 points. I think he was 8 for 13 shooting. Yeah, he looked good. I mean,
he looks like the real deal.
A lot of people are gonna hate and say, "Oh, this is preseason. He's not playing real competition yet." I don't care, dude. He's playing
a former number 1 pick or number 2 pick, whatever he was, top 3 pick.
This
in Chet Holmgren.
Yeah,
he looked great. He looks like everything as advertised, maybe even a little bit more. Super humble, super laid back. Ready to work, ready to grind.
I'm gonna admit, dude, I was skeptical. I was scared. I was like, man, this guy, we're just gonna deal with another Kawhi situation. Like, he's gonna be great, and he's gonna give us a few good years, and then he's gonna dip out for something better. I don't think so anymore.
This guy loves the Spurs.
He loves San Antonio.
He's a Spurs fan. He grew up a Spurs fan. Yep. He's got that French connection with Tony Parker. Huge Tony Parker fan. Huge Spurs fan. Yep. He was begging for the Spurs. He was praying that the Spurs would get the number 1 pick.
You could see it during the lottery.
He was so relieved that when Houston got number 2.
Yep, he pumped his fist.
He was excited.
I missed that live. I didn't even see that live.
Yeah, it was
I didn't
awesome.
miss him pumping his fist, and I was just sitting there, and Josh was like, "Y'all got it." I was like, I've seen crazier things happen, dude. I've seen them happen. And I'm just sitting there. The 2 other lottery, top lottery picks that the Spurs were sharing that spot with got 4th and 5th. Mm-hmm. And at 4th, I believed that we were getting first at that point, but you just never know. There's been 7s get number 1 before.
I still don't understand how the jumps work.
I don't exactly understand it either. I've done my research. I
couldn't think of a better guy for the Spurs to get. I couldn't think of a better person.
Yeah,
to be the face of the league. Hopefully,
I think
soon.
Either one of those 2, number 2, number 3, Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson. I don't think they're staying in San Antonio. There's no chance.
No,
they're gonna go somewhere.
Even Charlotte and Portland are not big places,
right? I mean,
and that's why teams like that are picking top of the draft so consistently, because players don't want to play in small markets. They want to play in LA, they want to play in New York, they want to play in Boston. They don't want to play. They want to play in Florida, Miami. They don't want to play in San Antonio. They want to play in Charlotte. They don't want to play in Indiana. They want to play in Oklahoma City. It's tough to get. You got to draft a guy and just hopefully falls in love with your city, which I don't know if you saw the video from the Spurs on Victor, but he loves San Antonio, man.
Yeah, where he was touring around.
He's all in. I mean, you can see him go around, and
Oh, man.
he's meeting people, going to the local spots that people. If you visit San Antonio often, or if you live there, you know, local people actually go to these places. He's seeing, you know, he's checking out the murals of the paintings and stuff of him, his teammates, and he's meeting the people that are doing it. He's just trying to be involved, you know. And
it is 100%, dude. He's embracing San Antonio,
telling these people thank you
for painting a mural.
Me, I haven't even stepped foot. I haven't even scored 1 point in the NBA. Yeah. He's saying, and y'all are showing me this much love. Like, this is insane. So right. I mean, man, to hear him talk like that about the city of San Antonio and about the Spurs, it puts, you know, it gives me a lot of confidence that. Because you hear stuff about Giannis, you hear stuff about Luka, you hear stuff about every star that's on the small market team. Dame is traded now, obviously, to Milwaukee because they don't want to lose Giannis. Like, it's wild, and it's rare to find a guy that is just in love with the team and the city that they're in and doesn't ever want to leave. Yeah. It's tough to find.
It's good. It feels like so relieving as a Spurs fan 100%. After, you know, we just lost our big three. They're gone. You know, not just lost them, but you know what I mean. It still kind of feels fresh because of how long it was the success.
When you're going 20 years, it's tough to
adjust. And now, we're
20 years of excellence.
We're what? 4 or 5 years now removed from the playoffs. It's been weird.
It is weird, and I feel like, I mean, obviously you land a guy like Wemby that speeds up the process.
All right, dude. I just got some breaking news.
What's that?
That's a MLB record has just been broken, or not even a record. It's never been done before. The first time this has ever happened. Nick Castellanos. Probably not the name you thought I was going to say.
Something bad must have happened somewhere. There's a conspiracy that something terrible happens. Nick Castellanos is about to hit a home run.
Well, I guess 4 terrible things have happened the past 2 nights because
that's a tough day for Nick Castellanos.
2 homers last night, 2 more tonight.
Jeez, does he not care about other people's lives?
It's crazy. He needs to be investigated. It's pretty wild.
That is insane. Broncos and Chiefs, we all know who's going to win that game.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk.
No one wants to hear about that.
Let's
just move straight. We're doing this on Thursday anyways. That's how little we care about the Broncos and Chiefs.
Exactly.
So let's just move on straight. Get into Baltimore and Tennessee.
The only reason I care about this game.
In Tottenham.
Over there in Tottenham.
In Tottenham, mate.
You need to wake up, have you a nice little cup of tea on Sunday.
Cup of tea, yeah.
Watch a little bit of football.
Go down to the football game, yeah.
Bro, if we could get a moment like what happened last year in Germany, did you watch that game where they were singing Country Roads?
I usually forget, dude, and I'm asleep like at 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday. Honestly,
I'm up at 6, 7 latest.
Yeah, man, I'm a bum.
It is great when I wake up at like 8 and.
You didn't know that there was football on in the 30
or like
minutes?
I forget and I'm just
exactly.
Like,
oh shit!
And I like wake up and I look at my phone and it's like so and so's in the red zone. I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's a great way to wake up on a Sunday. Have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea.
Yep.
And then, but
you put the milk in your tea.
If the freaking Ravens let me down this week, because I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah.
If they let me down this week, I'm done. I'm done with them because I don't understand what happened last week. But anyways.
Yeah, I'm going Ravens also.
Yeah, Ravens, I mean.
The
only thing that really, I mean, the only thing that scares me for them is Derrick Henry, if he can do Derrick Henry things.
Maybe DeAndre Hopkins if Tannehill knows how to throw the football.
Yeah, Tannehill just does not look good at all this year, so. I don't know if he's gonna how much more life.
I thought they had the Mayo man.
What happened to him?
I guess he just wasn't good enough, man. They got 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know. But yep, going Ravens in that one. Commanders and Falcons in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That place looks like a spaceship.
Very cool. Yeah, I like Atlanta. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the Commanders' defense. Like what I'm seeing from their offense, their quarterback play, wide receivers, running back. But I'm liking more what I'm seeing from Falcons. Maybe not QB play, but at least QB play as of late. Bijan Robinson is better than
Bijan's having
whatever Washington has back there.
Well, Brian Robinson.
He's better than him.
He's better than Brian.
For sure.
But Brian has,
Cool, you got shot. We get it. Did you see David Njoku's face? So Friday, David Njoku goes out to his backyard, to his fire pit, start a fire. I don't know what happened. Burned his face, dude. Bad.
I saw about
dude was wearing. So they showed
Dang.
I have a picture of it, dude, because they showed it on the McAfee podcast. Look at that, dude. That was like right after he played like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What the heck did he do?
Who knows? Yeah, they didn't get into the specifics of what happened, just that it did happen.
Yeah.
And man, he went out there 2 days later with his face covered in a ski mask and played football.
I'm sure he might have had some Advil or something.
100%, but man, that's dude. I mean, you're lucky you don't lose your vision. But I mean, he could still see. Then came out of that okay.
Yeah. What do you think about the Bengals and the Seahawks? The Bengals just coming off of that.
I have no idea. Is Joe
Burrow
they look even playing this year?
Dude, they look good against the Cardinals last week.
Yeah, but it's the Cardinals,
But the Cardinals
the Cardinals aren't terrible. They're getting better week to week. I get it. They beat the Cowboys. Who isn't beating the Cowboys lately?
Cardinals did get smoked the last week or the week before against the Niners, but that is the Niners. So.
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks are 3-1. Gino's playing well again. They got Kenneth Walker running well. They got DK, Lockett, Noah. I mean,
the Seahawks beat the Lions. I mean, they've had some easier competition. They lost against the Rams, but
yeah, give me the Seahawks, man. I think I can keep rolling. I don't know if this is the Bengals' year. Maybe this is the first year in the Joe Burrow era where they missed the playoffs in his first full season as a starter. I know they missed it his rookie year after he got hurt, but
I don't know. To me, it seemed like they started getting rolling last week. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the past couple of years they always kind of get slow start.
It has. I think they started 0-2 the past 2 years.
But I mean, at some point, that's got to catch up with you, right? Like you can't
keep doing it.
Yeah, you can't do it every year, right? I mean, like you could, but like the odds, it just got to be astronomical every time, like year to year.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing that. You can't. No team is the same from one year to the next, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's why it's the National Football League,
Oh, I know. You just never know when the worst team and when the 0-5 team is going to beat a 4-1 team like we're going to see down there in Miami this week with the Dolphins and the Panthers.
Yeah, but before we get to that one, I want to talk about, I guess, maybe a little less glamorous game to some people, but I think one that's pretty interesting in that Minnesota and Chicago.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, both teams with a ton to prove. You got Fields talking about the OC. You got people talking about should you trade Kirk Cousins. You got Justin Jefferson out this week. Both teams sitting at 1-4, going to Chicago. I personally like Minnesota. I think they have the better team. But you can't say Chicago doesn't have some momentum off of last week.
Yeah, no, I think they definitely do. I didn't see them doing what they did to that defense and with the Commanders last week. So they put up the 40 burger on Washington's defense and Justin Jefferson isn't playing for the foreseeable future. So I gotta take the Bears in this one at home. Like you said, they're running with some momentum, so I'm gonna rock with the Bears in that one. DJ Moore is not gonna have another 230-yard game.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Justin Fields is going to replicate that week.
I would say
week.
no. I would say no. That would be my pick. But with that being said,
I'm just kind of I guess partial to Kirk because of the quarterback thing, the quarterback in the series on Netflix. I like him from that.
Yeah.
Well, taking your trip down to Miami, you got those 0-5 Panthers taking on those 4-1 Dolphins. I mean, this is the first one where I feel comfortable. Give me the over and the spread. Miami's going to blow them out. They're going to run crazy. You saw them last week. They got the fastest players in the NFL. I think Scott Hansen was saying they have the top 7 fastest times recorded this year.
Did you see the chart?
They're all Dolphins players.
They're all like over 21 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like Tyreek.
It's Tyreek and then the running back from
A&M.
Yeah, from Texas A&M. Should we even like pick this game because there's
like I said,
really
give me the Dolphins with the over and the spread. Give me all of it. I'm not saying the Panthers can't put up points, but I think they put up more points.
The Panthers defense is not going to stop that freaking speedy. I mean,
they're too
whether
fast.
He plays or not. Whether
too fast. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Achi.
Yeah. Jalen Waddle back? Did he play last week?
I'm not 100% sure. I just know they're too fast for me to know.
Yeah.
I can't read the number. It's just a blur.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like Tyreek's gotten faster without socks.
Yeah.
But what is he saying? You see where he said he's gonna get fined $100,000?
I saw some on Twitter. I don't know what he was mad about. Well, another game no one cares about. Niners Browns. Give me the Niners. Whatever. Moving on.
I mean,
they're not.
I don't know. I'd rather go ahead and do Jacksonville and the Colts first.
Oh yeah, I just want to get that one out of the way. I just like no one even cares about.
Oh, okay. Well then, give me the Browns.
I mean, I think the Niners are going to the Super Bowl. As of right now,
if they don't have an insanely devastating injury, which obviously I hope they don't, even though I hate them. I don't wish injury upon any of them, and I love Fred Warner. I found out that he wanted to be a Cowboy.
I mean, I feel like a lot of players that you hear that, man. You hear I wanted to be a Cowboy. I wanted to play for the Star. I mean, I feel like you hear that way more than you would think.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I feel like you're going to start hearing it less in the next 20 years because the Cowboys have struggled.
Want to play for the Chiefs?
Yep. The Texans versus the
Saints.
Texans versus Saints first, man.
I'll take the Saints. I mean,
the Saints look good. The Saints,
CJ doesn't look bad. CJ actually looks really
But this
good.
is usually a pretty competitive game.
Yeah.
There's not a far drive down I-10 to get from Houston to...
Yeah, I think this would be it could be high scoring, but I think this would be close, low scoring, high teens, mid-20s.
Yeah, exactly. You're looking at the same kind of look from the Houston
close, but I think
game from last week.
I think the Saints can pull this one out.
I can't argue with that. I mean, Saints. I'm taking Saints in that one too.
Now, as for Colts and Jags, I'm kind of leaning Minshew mania. I mean, you got Richardson now. He's got the AC joint injury, so he's on IR. He's going to be out at least, I think, 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, Minshew's a very serviceable backup. I think guys rally around him. He's just kind of he's got those intangibles, that you kind of look for in a guy. And you can tell he's just kind of like a real locker room guy. You can tell the guys like him and respect him, and they can get behind him. They believe in him, which is a big thing. Is if your guy goes down, and I'm not saying the Colts are competitive or anything, but I mean when the guy goes down, you want to be able to look at the guy behind him and be like, all right, let's ride. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's changing. And I feel like you really kind of you almost get that with Minshew. He's almost starter material, and I think he's going to come in there and carry that momentum, and those guys are going to be behind him. And you got Jonathan Taylor back. Zach Moss is running well. That defense might be playing a little harder for Richardson. So I think the Colts might go in there and surprise the Jaguars this weekend.
I love Minshew. I think he's a great great backup to have.
Yeah, obviously, you would want Richardson to be there, but
Yeah.
if you can't, then I'll take Minshew.
Yeah, Minshew. I like Minshew, but I'm gonna take the Jags in this one at home.
He's no Cooper Rush, but
yeah, he's no Cooper Rush. But I gotta take T-Law and I think Calvin Ridley's gonna have a big game this week.
I think it'll be a highly competitive game.
Calvin Ridley's been pretty consistent.
Jacksonville one week they show out, the next week they don't, and it's just kind of they kind of remind me of, like you said earlier, about the Ravens. I just don't know which way to lean with them, and I kind of feel like Indy has a little bit more momentum going into this week than
definitely. I mean, but the thing that I agree with you the most on is Jacksonville just played 2 international games.
Yeah.
In a row.
They
won them both.
They beat the Bills. Yeah, they
beat the Bills and they beat the Falcons.
And they did, yeah. But
I
don't know. Yeah, so I mean, they could keep rolling.
But that's a long. It's just it's you're on the other side of the world.
Well, I guess we should move on to the second half slate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A little bit less interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, there's not much action going on this week.
Got a couple buys starting. Got the bye weeks coming up now, so we got a couple teams not playing. But we got New England and the Raiders. I mean, give me the Raiders. New England looks terrible.
Terrible, bro.
Terrible.
It's the burn down the house.
Every facet of their game looks bad. Offense, defense, special teams, all 3 levels, coaching.
It looks like all hell is broke loose. I don't know. I never thought I would see that.
I don't know. I don't know. You ever know if Mac was ever looked at as the guy, but he's clearly not the guy.
I didn't really ever see him as the guy.
Even I didn't. Was Alabama, no one ever said he's that guy.
I really thought
maybe Belichick could turn him into
could at least manage him.
Which, I mean, you kind of never really – I guess you don't really ever know what you're getting when you draft a guy. But you hope that you can mold him. Because, I mean, you get Tom Brady and late, then you can get anybody, right, at any time. But
it's pretty – I think, in my opinion, it's almost like fantasy. Like, why would you go for a quarterback in the first round unless it's just a generational talent? And how many of those have we seen just become busts?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you just never know.
It's unbelievable.
You got to pick somebody, right? I don't know.
But, I mean,
that's the same draft where Micah went after him. So, I mean, I want to say he went 10th, right? So, Mac went either before Micah or not long after. Cardinals and Rams. A little division matchup.
It's not the most exciting teams of the year, but division matchups are always fun.
I mean, give me the Rams.
Got it.
I think it could be close. Obviously, Arizona, they're getting better week to week as Josh Dobbs gets more familiar with play calling and all that. Obviously, they beat the Cowboys as their only win on the year.
Yeah, I'm saying that they're honestly looking worse than they did when they played the Cowboys these past 2 weeks.
Which I don't know if that says more about the Cardinals or the Cowboys, but
they might just hate the West Coast.
Maybe. But give me the Rams. I think the Cardinals can make it competitive. I think the Cardinals can be in it and even win it. But I like the Rams in this one. I think they got the better weapons, better defense. They got the best player on the field in Aaron Donald. So.
Yeah, give me the Rams. Give me the Rams, and then let's go to Buffalo.
Shut the Buffalo. Little Sunday night action.
Sunday night football. It's just not looking pretty. They don't have Saquon still. It's Daniel Jones is running for his life.
On offense is Saquon. They have a terrible O-line. They're just calling out. I don't know if you saw that. Evan Neal calling out the fans. They're calling them burger flippers.
No, I did not see that.
Man, they went off on him. There's some guy who went on a hilarious rant on Evan Neal. But, the O-line is terrible. And they're getting torn to pieces on social media. They stink. They got lucky last year. Yeah. They're 1-4, 0-5 against the spread. Give me the Bills with the spread and the over.
No, I'm taking the Bills. Easily taking the Bills. Okay. Well, let's move on to Philly, New York, the Jets.
Yeah. Sadly, I feel like Philly, they're obviously the better team.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing, by the way, where somebody said that Pat McAfee pays Aaron Rodgers like $1 million an episode or something like that? They were talking about it on his podcast, and it was funny. Yeah, obviously he doesn't, but like it was funny that that's out there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean Eagles better team easily. They're gonna run all over them. They might pass all over them.
Yeah, give me the Eagles. I think they're gonna win that game. There's a slight possibility for an upset. I'll just leave it at that.
I feel like this next game could be the best game of the weekend. Lions and Bucks.
Yeah, it definitely has the potential.
I've liked what I've seen out of Baker. Obviously, when you got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, life's going to be a little easier.
Yeah.
But man, he looks pretty good, and they look pretty good. The whole team as a whole, and everyone obviously had high hopes for Detroit this year. They're kind of living up to their expectations.
Definitely.
But this is a big game for both teams. I think to kind of see where Detroit stands as far as are they legit? Because if they're legit, then they take care of the Buccaneers, right? You feel like they win that game, but or are the Bucs legit? If they take care of the Lions, you got to kind of ask that question. What are the Bucs doing? Because they could easily be a playoff team
at this
and
rate,
win that division easily.
At this rate, yeah. Jared Goff has looked phenomenal this year. The whole team. Really, for the Lions, has looked great. I mean, from week 1 beating the Chiefs to right now. I mean, David Montgomery.
Who did they lose to?
The Seahawks in overtime. 37-31.
Right, I remember now.
Crazy.
That was kind of a controversial ending there.
Yeah, it was, and I mean, yeah, the Lions could very easily be 5-0.
Yeah. I mean. You like the week 1 win obviously versus KC. Seattle, they're not bad. They got a good record.
Right.
ATL, Green Bay, Carolina. The scores look like they should for the teams that they're playing.
Right.
20-6, 34-20, 44, 42-24. It doesn't seem like they're playing down to the competition.
No.
So, they seem legit.
I'd say they're a playoff lock at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
If they do go down to Tampa.
Hey, man, Tampa, something about them. They beat Minnesota. They beat Chicago. Lost to Philly. Beat New Orleans. I guess you could say their schedule hasn't been the best either to gauge.
The season's just been
weird. I think I'm going to go with you and lean Detroit. They just kind of look like the better team overall. I think Tampa Bay's played well this year. I think Baker's had a nice bounce back year. And
I think it's a competitive game.
Name. Yeah, but I think you're right. The Lions take this one. They just got the better team. And then the one that we care about, right?
We want
to send that message. This is a must win for multiple reasons for the Cowboys. Not only, I mean, obviously they can. I feel like they still are going to make the wild card, but
if you lose this game,
you move to 500.
You move to 3-3, and all these questions that are surrounding this Dallas team right now are coming to life, and that's the panic button will be hit at 3-3. And
bro, we were in the Super Bowl 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's everybody. We were the number one power rank.
One of the best defenses ever a few weeks ago.
I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Who are you taking in this game?
Justin Herbert's better than Dak, 100%. But is Mike Williams, Keenan Allen better than CD, Cooks, Gallup? I don't think so. I don't know, man. I think it all depends.
Tony
how
Pollard's questionable too. I saw that, but I'm sorry. Rico Dowdle needs to be given a shot right now.
Yeah,
the way
Dowdle,
he's running,
you got Deuce. I think they're okay on backs.
Deuce is.
I think he's still trying to find his footing, but I think they got some decent depth.
They need to figure out how to use him.
Yeah, but I think they got some decent depth at running back. I think Eckler is better than both of those guys easily. I think Dallas pulls out a close one. They have to. They don't have a choice.
They've done it 2 years in a row against the Chargers.
Yeah, I think they pull out a close one. But we got to just see this defense play lights out, or Dak somehow play quarterback. He started off great. I mean, I get it. He had one bad game. I would say Arizona was a bad game for him too.
I hate this.
Just got to get your frustrations out.
I hate this.
You're going Chargers. You know what? I'll go Chargers with you.
I got to go Chargers after that performance I just saw. I mean, and now we're just more injury riddled. I mean, Justin Herbert has looked phenomenal under Kellen Moore. The only thing that we possibly have going is the fact that
they just throw too much. They're going to be throwing too much.
We know Kellen Moore.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to be throwing. They're going to be throwing the rock, and that's what Kellen Moore is. And there's one thing Kellen Moore can do is he can throw you out of a game.
Yeah.
100% Kellen Moore can throw you right out of a fucking game. Seen it 100 times already. He either will throw you he'll throw the other team out of the game, or he will throw you out of the game. And you see it almost every week where the team is up and they keep throwing for some reason, and all of a sudden it becomes a game, the team comes back, and the Chargers have to win a close one. That's the Kellen Moore effect to me.
Yeah. I guess I'm just going to leave it at that, and we'll see what happens. We'll just have to reboot next week, and
we'll just not even watch football Monday. We'll be focused on the highlights of the Astros-Rangers game. And
there's another Astros-Rangers game
that night. Yeah, so we won't have to worry about it.
I'll at least have something.
Hopefully they won't be down 0-2 after that night. So how long does this series go? Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Oh man! All right, let's dive back into that to finish off this.
Let's go ahead and dive back in
because we didn't really focus.
We didn't really get into it. Yeah, we didn't really give our predictions, and even on the rest of the. So Phillies take down the Braves also.
Yeah, that's been settled.
So the final four are here.
Let's hear it. There's only one.
Phillies, Diamondbacks. And Texas Rangers versus Houston Astros.
Yeah, there is only one first round bye team that's still left.
And Houston Astros, baby.
And after this, there will only be none left.
What do you mean?
This series.
They'll be in the.
After this series, there will only be 0 first round.
No, they'll be in the Super Bowl. Man, wow. I guess we'll cover Atlanta first. What a collapse from them. We saw the Dodgers earlier this week get swept by the Diamondbacks. What's more surprising to you, the Dodgers getting swept or the Phillies winning in 4 versus the Braves?
I'd say the Dodgers getting swept.
That's pretty surprising. That is pretty surprising.
I mean,
especially with their
without
pitching.
Question because. Honestly.
They have they're supposed to have some of the best pitching in the playoffs for sure with Kershaw. They just got Lance Lynn.
One of the craziest kind of stats that's lying under the radar to me is 3 of the teams that are left finished with a 90-72 record.
Really?
And and the other team finished with 84-78. So you got to think there was 2 teams in this, at least 2 teams. In this in the playoffs that had over 100 wins, and the Orioles and the Braves.
Yeah, and the Dodgers weren't far.
The Dodgers, I don't remember exactly.
Either they were very close or they had 100. Yeah, the Dodgers are always hovering around 100 every year.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, it's bizarre to see right now that nobody that's left had more than 90 wins.
In Arizona with the really surprise run with that 6 seed.
Yeah, they barely made it in.
Taking down Milwaukee, taking down the Dodgers in convincing fashion.
Exactly.
Now taking on the Phillies. But I like the Phillies. And I think the Phillies are going back to the World Series. Again, wow. I mean, they played phenomenal. Swept the Marlins, beat the Braves in 4, which you might as well.
Here's the way it's going to work. It's either going to be a repeat of last year's.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get over there.
Or we're gonna freaking have
over there.
But yeah, I mean,
Rangers and Phillies. Yeah, that would be it.
No, I'm saying or the Rangers and Diamondbacks. Even
you think
like
Diamondbacks could upset the Phillies?
Well, if the way they're swinging bats right now,
no, 100%. But man, the Phillies.
It would just be a complete underdog story if you see the Rangers and the Diamondbacks in the World Series. That is crazy.
No one had that 100%.
I mean, I know the Rangers. Didn't they both have 100 losses last year?
I'm not 100% on that, honestly.
I'm pretty sure.
But I guarantee no one had Diamondbacks Rangers in their World Series matchup. But the Diamondbacks don't have Bryce Harper. Yeah, I feel like Bryce Harper is the best player in that series easily.
He is.
I feel like Bryce Harper
does not. Who's the best player in the Rangers and Astros series?
Altuve, 100%. I'd be fun. Oh man, I give Josh such a hard time because I'm like, man, that guy's 4 feet tall and going out there cranking dingers. He tried to say he's on steroids. Hey, guess what? You're 4 feet tall. Do all the steroids you want, man. That should be allowed if you're that tall. Man, if you crank 3 homers in the first 3 innings, you're elite. I think Jose Altuve, if he didn't have the trash banging scandal.
Yeah,
I think people are easily talking about him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Also, with the postseason success, Alex Bregman, he's phenomenal, and you got Verlander back. He's been pitching great. To me, like if you can get away with it, then fine. Like they do. Like that's how I've like. And like that, I know that not everybody feels that way.
I mean, if you can get away with it, it is.
If you get away with it, like, I mean.
But look what it does. Look what it's done to Barry Bonds.
No, I get it, and I get it. Not
like
everything.
That's a bummer because I think
comes to light sooner or later for sure. But I feel like in the moment. I mean, are you saying no to getting to helping you get a ring? Like, are you saying? I mean, he said no. Altuve, he says, I didn't participate in that type of stuff. Cool, you can say that. I don't necessarily believe that.
No,
but
no, at all.
That'd be tough, to turn down. I feel like when you're chasing a ring, and you know how that like, if somebody told you, hey, Rangers are gonna get a ring, but they're not gonna do it, the right way, quote unquote. Well, what are you gonna say? Give me running me that ring.
Let's say, I'll trade the Cowboys. I don't care. Give me the ring.
Exactly, like
compromise.
Exactly, like I feel like I don't know. That's just how I kind of look at it. But, anyways,
they're gonna split the first 2.
I think
they're splitting the first 2.
I think it's gonna be a rematch of last year. H-Town, Philly, another repeat, 2 in a row, back to back. We're going back to back.
I don't.
We're going back to back. I don't want to hear about this ever again.
You're not gonna want to hear about it ever again.
I already told Josh if the Rangers beat the Astros, I'm never gonna hear the end of it. He already made that clear. He talks about it all the time.
Yeah. He won't. I don't really do much talking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Hey, Rangers and Diamondbacks would be unique.
That's what I'm saying. I think that would, it's going to upset some people, but I think a good majority of America loves a good underdog story. And that.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I think the Phillies match up better, at least on paper, or like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
As far as the draw, either.
That's the thing is you got to look at it from a Rangers fan perspective and probably from a Diamondbacks fan perspective. Is we heard that both the last series, both the announcers, and I don't know if you watched any of these Rangers games against the Baltimore Orioles, but they like even up until the last moment of the game, they're legit saying. Like, if they do this series 10 times, it's a drastically different outcome every single time.
Oh, so I have no problem with Rangers and Phillies matching up either. Like, I think that's still a good matchup.
It is.
Better than the Diamondbacks. But
I
think for either team, either Houston or Texas, I think Philly is the better opponent.
This series between the Rangers and Houston, I have full belief that it's going 7 games.
Yeah, I mean, unless
the only way it doesn't,
unless Texas comes out with their bat swinging still,
Right,
or Houston comes out with it. One of the teams has to go cold, and the other team has to stay hot. Obviously,
if Texas wins the first 2 games, they're
It'll
liable to
get-
freaking sweep.
Yeah,
again.
it'll get
That's. I mean,
scary.
I'm not saying that I think they're going to sweep. I'm just saying if they come out and win the first 2 games and stay
Yeah, I
undefeated on
think-
the road,
I think the first 4 innings of Game 1 are really important. Are going to be the most important because Houston cannot afford to let Texas get off to a hot start.
I don't know, man. It's hard right now just to even be realistic with y'all because we're both coming at it as a fan's perspective, and I'm gonna do it again right now. The Rangers.
I mean, you can't say their run doesn't feel a little magical.
It just right now we're super hot. The Astros didn't necessarily look their greatest against a mediocre Twins team. Carlos Correa played well, but I mean the Twins played well.
The Twins played better,
and they
than
have
people expected.
they have decent pitching. But right now the Rangers do too. At first I was a little bit worried
And
about
that's the one
we're gonna
thing-
have too long of a rest, but they only have 1 day more now. I mean,
And that's the only thing that you really are worried about as a Rangers fan, other than the bats going cold, is the pitching going sideways.
Yeah.
But I feel like any team,
Right
your pitching
now,
can go sideways.
I feel like we have that shirt up, and yeah, I mean that. You know what? There's going to be innings where Houston drops 4 in this series.
Yeah,
Houston's gonna.
they just have that. They have that firepower.
And
They
the
have
thing
that
is,
bat power. Yeah.
the Rangers will do the same, and that's
they
what's
both
going to
have-
make this a legendary series. And
Yeah, it's
I
high
almost
scoring.
hope it goes 7, but then again, I wouldn't be sad if it ended in 5 because I don't want to really go back to Houston.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high scoring
but
series. Yeah, I think it's
I
going to be a
think,
lot
yeah,
of runs scored.
I think we're talking, there's,
lot of
there's-
heavy
there's
hitters.
going to be a couple good pitching duels in this series,
You're gonna
but the
see
game
a
will
couple
get blown
Your
open at
bombs.
some point, even in those battles.
Going to see a couple Chapman bombs. You're going to see a couple.
Chapman, right now, he just likes to walk. He don't get hit off much right now. He's just walking everybody.
I think we'll see him. I think we'll see some.
But I
Maybe
get a
some
little
Chaz
nervous.
McCormick. Maybe we'll see a little Jordan.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing you're going to see is quite a few Corey Seagers.
Yeah, he had a good series. I was hoping to see a little more from Simeon, but I'm not worried about him.
I'm not.
If I'm a Rangers fan, I'm not worried about him.
Yeah, I mean,
what I mean.
Simeon's done well.
Yeah,
year.
I just feel like he could have gave a little more in
He's,
that Orioles series, but he didn't need to.
in the playoffs. He's had a slow.
Yeah,
slow
he didn't.
going,
They
but-
didn't need much from him in that series versus the Orioles, anyways. So
Well, when
he has plenty of time to get his shit going.
yeah, I mean, when you got a 21-year-old kid hitting 429, I mean, it feels like we're just stepping on gold right now. All this youth we have, that's Josh Young,
Jeremy
Evan
Pena,
Carter,
but, he's all right.
better at this point.
I mean, one that has a World Series MVP already.
One's been in the league for a month.
A year. Well, one's only been in the league for a year. So
Yeah, and I'm talking about Evan Carter's made his MLB debut like September 4th.
well, he should have made it earlier than
You ain't even 21 yet.
just being a hater. I don't even think his name is 21. How old is Pena? I don't even know. I think he's like 16.
Nah, I'm only like 28. Nah. That's about it, guys. I mean, I think we're not gonna agree on anything here. I'm saying either this is going 7, and if it goes 7, I'm a little nervous. I think that the Astros might win in 7, but if the Rangers come out hot, this series could be over in 5 games. If the Rangers stay hot and Houston just stays looking the way they were, just kind of
And who are the Rangers
Sliding
playing
through.
in the World Series?
do what?
Who are the Rangers playing in the World Series?
That's just a tough one, but I don't know. I mean, it's
I feel like
hard.
it's tough to go against the Phils.
It's hard. Yeah. I mean, that's why it's tough because I want.
You don't want. Yeah, you don't want them to go. Yeah.
I know who I think's gonna win that series.
You don't want them to. Okay. Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm trying to back off of my fandom when I'm really talking about the Rangers, and I'm. And
yeah,
I
you gotta give them some perspective. But no, they got us. They have everything that they've answered every question that you had so far
right now. And then until Houston finds a way to break up the starting pitching early, that if they do that in one game, they could throw the whole Rangers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those first 4 to 6 innings are going to be huge for this first game.
Exactly.
For both sides. For Houston
Rangers
trying to slow those
1.
bats down, and the Rangers trying to keep their pitching from getting out of control.
Yeah,
it'll be a battle from both sides for sure.
I mean, as we all know, if the Rangers take one of the first 2 games, they technically have home field advantage for the rest of that series.
Yeah, you have to win 3 or 4 on the road for sure.
Yeah, and I think the Rangers do take one of the first 2, but I mean, I gotta say, I think Houston's going to take one of those 2. I can see both teams
stealing one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think we're going to be looking at a 2-2 series. And
so you're hoping it's done in 5 or 6.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Texas might take
Whoever
that
wins
lead.
Game 5 will probably win.
Yeah, if Houston wins Game 5, Texas is gonna have to go back to Houston and win too. That's gonna be unbelievably tough.
Yeah. So if it gets to 5, whoever wins that one will probably win the series.
Yeah. I think Game 5 will be the telltale, and like I said, it's just gonna.
I think the Phillies, man, handle business pretty easily. I think it's 4-1, 4-2. I mean, I think the Diamondbacks have played great, but I don't know if their run continues this long.
Yeah, do we have something to look at there now on that?
We might have like a matchup. I don't think we have anything like that as far as. I think it's gonna. They start on the 16th, so that'll be Monday. After it'll be around 7. Yeah, they have nothing so far.
Nothing. But I mean, I like that. I think it's going to be a competitive.
I mean, 4
series.
days, they'll probably have their starters.
Yeah, I think at this point we're looking at a 4-2 Phillies win.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I think Arizona gets a couple. They're a sparky team. If it goes 7, you just never know.
Anybody's game, yeah.
I mean, at this point, whoever makes it, it's going to be a fun World Series.
Yeah, the playoffs are already. I think it's already great because you got the Dodgers and Braves out, which were the 2 teams that were kind of like, they make the World Series. You kind of think that they're the ones to win it.
Yeah, and there's just been too much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly, I mean, I feel like this is the first time as a sports fan that a lot of people are actually probably rooting for my team over the Astros because, the Astros have a lot of people.
The Astros are the popular team to hate right now with their consecutive. I mean, this is their 7th consecutive ALCS.
Yeah. Repetitiveness gets boring.
Conspiracy. They have everyone thinks they're cheating still, probably.
I mean, that about wraps it up, guys. It's late here in Central Texas. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and I got work in the morning, and we're gonna have to edit this thing up, get it up for y'all, and we'll keep doing it again and again and again. And
sir.
I don't know until we die. I guess this is life now.
Till death do us part.
Till episode 1000. We're on number 2. We appreciate y'all joining us.
Sure.
If you wanna, send us some love by liking this video, by sharing this video, by subscribing to this channel. But with that being said, we out.